Did you know that Phoenix has a ski team? 5 of your own Phoenix Pirates are a part of it. Phoenix isn't the only school part of the ski team. They also practice with schools such as North and South Medford. But when it comes down to compete, the friendly atmosphere is gone, and now it turns into a rivalry. Now let's send it out to our field reporter to find out more about the ski team.
Hello, I'm here with Gary King, coach of the ski team. How long has this ski team been around?
Well, the actual Phoenix ski team, this is probably the 7th or 8th year that I've coached them. We've got all the different high schools here, as you can see out here. This is the Medford Ski Education Foundation. And for a long time, Phoenix only had 2 skiers. They were brother and sister, Charlie Legg and Mackenzie Legg. Now we have a full contingent of boys, 5 boys on the team, and they qualified for state this year.
Right on. How does Phoenix rank with the rest of the schools in the valley?
The Phoenix High boys finished 3rd place this year. St. Mary's was ahead of them, and Ashland High was ahead of them. But Phoenix is a young team. They have freshmen and sophomore on the team, so I expect bigger things in the future.
Ski team, so in the down low. In other words, why don't many people know about it?
Skiing is kind of an obscure sport, you're right. In fact, these are athletes that compete without a crowd watching them, like say football or basketball. But it's very adventurous. It's very exciting and exhilarating to do because you're up on top of a mountain that's 30 to 50 miles away. You're hurtling yourself down the hill trying to fight gravity and going around these poles that I set up in the snow and racing to do that. Very small percentage of people in the valley even do it. You've got the costs. You've got the cost of driving there, the cost of equipment, the cost of a pass, and the
Is there also a way that snowboarders can join this team, or is this a ski-only team?
The snowboarders cannot join this team, but they have their own organization. In fact, part of it, like what you were saying earlier about being on the down low, is it is a club sport, which means the parents have to get together and do all the organizing and do the fundraising. The kids actually go out and they sell holiday wreaths during the holiday times, and they earn money to be on the team. The snowboarders have that same chance to do that, but they have to get a hold of the right people to get the coaching and to get the parents to be involved. We are part of the Oregon Interscholastic Ski Racing Association, and there's also an association for snowboarders. A lot of that is because it's controlled by the Oregon Board of Education, and insurance is a very big part of it.
So how have you been adjusting without any snow on the mountain?
Well, normally, by this time of year, we would probably have skied and practiced 20 days at least. We spend 7 to 10 days during the holiday period, and then we train 2 or 3 days a week, and we would have already had 8 races, 8 days of racing. We had to take a lot of our money that we use for fundraising and go to Mount Hood. We put on 4 races in 3 days, which is almost impossible, but we did it. We spent, like I said, we spent a lot of money to do it. We got 40 kids from our whole league to go there. And besides that, you know, we haven't hardly trained, but we have the state meet in 2 weeks. We've been going to Mount Bachelor. I got about 20 kids to go 2 weeks ago, and then this past weekend we got 30 kids to go. And all the Phoenix boys were there because they want to do well at state.
How long have you been on the ski team, and how did you hear about it?
This is my first year, and I heard about it through my brother and Alec.
As an individual, how do you feel like you're doing this season, and how are you coping with the lack of snow on Mount Ashland?
I feel like I'm doing pretty well this season, considering it's my first year racing and we qualified for state. And the lack of snow is just, we've been coping with it by having to go to other mountains way up in southern and northern Oregon.
How long have you been on this ski team, and how did you hear about it?
Well, I've been on the ski team for 2 years now, and I heard about it last year from Alec over there somewhere. And I believe that Charlie Legg was on it before me with Alec, and he said it was a ton of fun, helps your skiing, improves it, and so I just thought, you know, might as well. So.
As an individual, how do you feel like you're doing this season, and how are you coping with the lack of snow on Mount Ashland?
Well, the lack of snow on Mount Ashland just sucks, first of all. You know, it's pretty hard to train when you have no snow to train on, and we've only gone 2 trips this entire season, as where we normally have practices every Thursday and Saturdays, and then all during winter break. So we've definitely lost a lot of training days this year, but I'm just thankful that we get to go up at all and train. So I feel like I'm doing pretty good. The last races that we did, I was pretty consistently with the rest of the pack, and being that the rest of our team was also consistently with the rest of the pack is probably one of the main reasons that we're going to state, which is awesome. And yeah, I feel good about this season, especially with the lack of training that we've had, so that's a blessing.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Kylie Flockway. I go to Crater. I'm a senior, and I snow ski, and I like to dirt bike with my family, and that's about it.
How long have you been on the ski team, and how did you hear about it?
I've been on the high school ski team since freshman year, but I was also on a Mara. It's called Mara. It's a ski team before like younger kids go to, and I've went on that since I was 9. So I've been on the racing team for quite a while, but I've been skiing since I was 5. So I've been on the snow for a pretty long time.
Personally, how do you feel like you're doing this season, and how are you coping with the lack of snow on Mount Ashland?
Seasons, I don't mind it really, just because we've been traveling a lot, going to Bend and Mount Hood and Willamette and a couple other mountains. So we've been on the snow quite a bit, but it is kind of bad that our mountain's not open because we don't get to practice that often, but we're making do with what we have.
So how does it feel becoming state champion?
Pretty good. I wasn't expecting it at all. Actually, going into that race, I told myself, I was like, okay, top 10. That's all I want to get, and I ended up in first, which I was pretty stoked about. But yeah.
Even without snow on Mount Ashland, our Phoenix Pirates are still working hard, and they're not losing hope that they will ski on Mount Ashland. This has been Jovan Polillo with a report on the ski team. Now let's send it back to the PHTV studio.
Right here.